The Wild Atlantic Way in Ireland is a road trip of epic proportions. Along the way, you weave along rugged Irish coastline, through quaint fishing villages, towns and small cities, past vast sandy beaches and secluded coves, and along expansive moorland, which repeatedly and seamlessly folds into towering rocky mountains. Dolphins and whales dive between waves as they fish in the rich coastal waters, and boats dart between small, remote, quiet islands that time has forgotten. These islands and coastline eagerly await curious travellers keen to learn more about the thousands of years of history that have taken place along this coast. You won't suffer for options along this trip. Indeed, you may just struggle to fit everything in. If you're new around here, we are Jack and Joe, and together with our scruffy hitchhiker Frank, we spent the past 2 years travelling in a campervan, getting outdoors and into the wild all over the UK and Europe. Here are our favourite parts from these wild journeys along the Wild Atlantic Way. We began our journey in Kinsale in County Cork as we drove northwards along the Wild Atlantic Way. Cork is known for its beautiful sandy beaches, and to try and escape the summer holiday crowd, we took a short ferry ride to Sherkin Island, home to 2 gloriously beautiful beaches. Just like that, the sun disappeared and turned into low grey clouds and thick mist. We took refuge at Mizzen Head, a signalling station which serves to ward boats away from the crashing cliffs and coastline present along the whole west side of Ireland. Falcon swooped, the waves crashed, and we really got to see why these lighthouses are so important in the history of Ireland.
I just don't think you should go to a lighthouse on like a really sunny day, because that's not what it's made for. It's made for days like today when boats would come in and they couldn't really see what was going on, and then light.
It's true. You understand the importance of it, don't
Yeah.
you? And you can see the power of the sea as well.
Yeah.
With the clouds continuing to circle, we explored the Beara Peninsula, which turned out to be one of our favourite parts of County Cork, and it's where the scenery of South West Ireland really starts to get dramatic. After hunkering down, with raindrops pattering on the window, we headed off to our next county, via an exceptionally snaky road called the Healy Pass. The scenery shifted and changed before our eyes, and we were soon in the county of Kerry. The famous Ring of Kerry was our next stop along the wild Atlantic Way, and it definitely lived up to its hype, despite the inclement weather. Our first stop along the ring was Killarney National Park, one of Ireland's 6 national parks. It's famous for winding roads, inky black lochs, forest walks, mountain views, and a towering waterfall. We climbed Tork Mountain, a dog-friendly hike with exceptional views over the national park, back towards Cork and towards Kerry and the Dingle Peninsula. This part of the national park is home to a small parcel of Ireland's ancient temperate rainforest. We spent the night surrounded by trees before we took an early morning walk to Tork Waterfall. Humidity and rain are a key part of what makes up Ireland's climate, and it means even in the summer you can experience a day worth of bad weather and fog. But fear not, be patient, because that cloud will clear, and if you're lucky, it will clear just in time for a boat trip to one of Ireland's most famous chain of islands. The Skellig Islands are perhaps more famous for their appearance in Star Wars than anything else, but the real history, more so than the fact it's a film location, is far more interesting, at least for us. Not only is it home to the world's largest colony of gannets, over 27,000 noisy pairs nest here, but the rocky, largely inhospitable Skellig Michael was once home to medieval monks drawn here to live and build a place of worship in this harsh landscape. Word of warning, if the seas aren't calm, prepare for a bit of seasickness. After taking in the famous Ring of Kerry, you'd perhaps be forgiven for thinking you'd seen Kerry's main sights. The Dingle Peninsula, within that same county, turned out to be one of our most favourite places in Ireland. The sunny weather helped, but so too did the wildlife. The ocean and channels off the coast of Ireland provide rich feeding grounds for plenty of seabirds, as well as dolphins and whales, which we were very privileged to spot while on a wildlife boat trip with Dingle Dolphin Boat Tours. It was a memory we'll savour for a very long time. It was an absolute trip highlight.
Yeah, definitely. We've never seen so many dolphins in one place.
It was mad. We also said we were on the boat, we were like, when we were younger, I used to think you'd have to go to like Florida or like the Caribbean to see dolphins.
Yeah.
They're in Ireland and they're in like the abundance of, like, there's so many in Ireland. We see them in Scotland. Yeah, it was just awesome. Awesome day. Big shout out to Dingle Dolphin Boat Tours, who we booked through, also dog friendly. Now we're going to go find our spot. We've just been to the pub and had some food and my stuff. We're going to go find our spot for the night and drive down Sleehead Drive, which is apparently supposed to be like panoramic views across the, I mean, the whole of the Wild Atlantic Way is being panoramic views, or the majority of it. So yeah, apparently this is supposed to be another amazing drive. So let's go. Continued our road trip along the coast of the Dingle Peninsula. We join a beautiful cliffside park up near to Coolmanoola Beach. Boat trips swiftly became a weekly occurrence. There are so many islands just off the coast of Ireland which are ripe for exploring. This one, the Blasket Islands, played an important role in preserving the history of Ireland and its Gaelic history. Some of Ireland's finest stories were written by Blasket Islanders, as well as writers who chose to visit here and write the oral history of rural life on this island. The Office of Public Works offers a brilliant walking tour here, where they bring to life the island and what it must have been like for the centuries that people lived on these islands. It's now abandoned. It was abandoned in the 1950s, and it's now home to crumbling houses and a beautiful beach with seals swimming in the sea close to shore. View's already amazing. So the mountain we're climbing is called Mount Brandon, which is apparently named after the patron saint Brandon, who is the patron saint of navigation. And legend has it, or the story says, that he climbed up on top of Brandon, which is the second highest mountain in Ireland. I read all this on a notice board just down there. To see the Americas before he set sail from Brandon Creek down there to sail to the Americas. Pretty cool. Lots of up, as you can imagine. Eating a lot of sheep poo. After admiring the views up at the top of Mount Brandon, the tallest point of Dingle, we were back down to enjoy the cherry on top of our Kerry experience. We parked on a beach. After Kerry, we headed north. We had about a month in total travel time to explore the coast, but it turns out, given there's so much to do, you'll have to make sacrifices. So, we bypass County Clare and head into Galway, Mayo and Sligo, and the incredible Connemara National Park. This place was an incredibly beautiful area to drive around, and we wish we had longer to explore. But, with With a proper Irish heatwave hitting the heady heights at 28 degrees, we made the most of this area's exceptional beaches. Close to Clifton is a secluded sand dune park-up with grassy and white sandy coves fringed by incredibly pinky blue sunsets. It was the perfect place to get lost for a few days, to slow down, watch sunsets, swim, play fetch and listen to the sound of the waves from the comfort of our own van. After filling our boots with sunset views, we explored some more far-flung Irish islands, including remote beaches on Inishbofin, and we had a fantastically cold Guinness from the pub there. Look at it. Your old news, Joe. I'm all about pints now. We then continued our drive northwards, and we went to Achill Island, home to towering cliffs, a brilliant beachside park-up as a home, and a huge beach, perfect for cooling off.
There's a beach. Come on then, Frank. Be careful going down the stones though.
And now we come to Donegal, the final county along our Wild Atlantic Way road trip. This county is perhaps Ireland's wildest. Nestled high up on the northwest, it's home to spectacular coastline with some of the highest sea cliffs in Europe in Sligo League. The views from up here were breathtaking. The caves of Margera and Margera Beach are slightly off the well-trodden roads of the Wild Atlantic Way, but they're definitely worth a visit. It's a wide, tidal beach which takes you to crashing seas, as well as waterfalls dropping into ocean pools from the cliffside. It looked tropical and unlike anything we'd seen in Ireland so far.
Just put dinner in the oven, drove a couple of minutes up the road from the beach, but there's nothing too special about this spot, is there, Joe? No, there's some weird, like, loud noise about, like, running water, but maybe someone's, like, left their tail. Oh! No, there is something special about this spot. Let me show you. Probably the craziest thing we've ever kind of parked up next to, or so close to. You know, We've had a beautiful views by the sea, but have you ever parked your home next to a waterfall? Pretty crazy. The sound of pounding waterfalls is one sure way to lull you to sleep and prepare you for another day of adventures. The next stop in Donegal took us to Mount Errigal and Glenvee National Park, home to forests and craggy mountains perfect for hikes, if you can dodge the midfield bogs, that is. Setting off early, we hiked up and along a boggy, rocky path to the summit of Mount Errigal. It's advised to only climb this mountain on a clear day due to the slippy shingle underfoot. The views up here are exceptional though, with views back down the way towards Sligo and Connemara National Park. The final drive along the Wild Atlanta Way aptly takes you along one of the most beautiful stretches of road along the whole way. The Inishowen 100 is a single track road full of beautiful vistas back towards the Atlantic Ocean. Following the blue signposted W, we failed to find the official end of the way, but we stopped at another beautiful beach spot to watch the sun go down on our final day. Thanks for watching everyone. If you want more info about travelling around Ireland by campervan, such as info on where to stay, where to get water and why there are no bins in Ireland, check out our Wild Atlantic Way blog on our website and stay tuned for more European adventures in 2023 in our new van. See you on the next adventure.